Alright guys, so on the other video I didn't cover how to find the p-value for the chi-square distribution, which is something that you are required to do on the homework. So I'm gonna give you a couple of examples on how to do this. Well, I don't have example 1 unfortunately, but still example 2 and 3, because one of them has the lower tail, the left tail rather, and the right tail on the other hand. So for example 2, in which we use a two-tail, well, the statistic value falls on the right side of the distribution. So to find the p-value, let me use a different color here for p-value. We're going to do the following. So we're going to use our graphing calculator. We're going to go, let me start it up. So we're going to go to second vars to get the distribution. We're going to scroll down to chi-square CDF, where, well, let me actually clear values, where in this case the lower value will be the statistic value that you found, in this case 36.719, and the upper, well, notice on the right tail this goes all the way to really big number. You can press a bunch of 9s to make sure that this is a really big number representing infinity. And for the degrees of freedom, that was 1 minus the sample size, which is 20 minus 1, which is 19. Click paste, click enter again to get the p-value, which is 0.0086. That runs up to 9. And in this case, because this p-value is less than or equal to alpha, and in this case alpha equals 0.9, less than or equal to 0.05, and in this case we have enough evidence to reject the null hypothesis, the same way as if we did it with the chi-square statistic. Notice our chi-square statistic fell within the shaded region. Alright, now we need to be very careful when it comes to the other case, and I'm going to look at the example 3, in which we did this with data, but it doesn't matter. Let me just go with the actual test. Notice that we did the chi-square test, the chi-square statistic value using the formula. We got that the critical value is 3.325. Everything smaller than that, well, would fall in the shaded region. That means we have enough evidence to reject, like in this case. Now, how do we do that using the p-value? For the p-value, we're gonna do the same thing, right? But no, there's something you need to be very careful of. So in this case, let me clear all this. Let me go to second vars. Let me scroll down to chi-square CDF. And in this case, well, since we are going for the left side, one thing to recall is that the normal distribution went all the way to negative infinity to positive infinity. That one was a symmetric distribution with respect to the mean and with respect to the mean of the problem. Like in this case, this is not a symmetric distribution, and also the lowest value of the distribution is not negative infinity. This distribution, for this distribution, the lowest value is 0 instead. So in this case, we're gonna start at 0, not at negative infinity, and the upper will be the statistic that we found, 2.504. And the degrees of freedom, which is 1 less than the sample size. In this case, we had a sample size of 10. That is, the degrees of freedom are 9. And paste. And what are we going to have? 0.019, which in this case, this value is less than or equal to alpha. Right? It's less than or equal to alpha because 0.019 is less than or equal 0.05. And again, by the point of view of the p-value, well, this is indeed enough evidence to support the claim that we can reject the null hypothesis, just the same way we did it with the chi-square statistic, and also fell in the rejection region. So this short video was only to show you how to do the p-value using the graphing calculator. Right? See you in the next video.